Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and the drama surrounding this iteration of Doctor Who in Russell T Davies' second era has not subsided since even before the release of this era with the 60th anniversary specials. But for the first time, at least in my knowledge, the attacks against Russell T Davies are coming against the woke people that he's pandered to, the new audience that he is choosing over the classic fan base who has loved and supported this franchise for 60 years at this point. These people who he has chosen over us are coming back to bite him in the ass, because that's what they always do. Woke and woke crime is nearly inevitable in every situation. That's why you do not pander to these people. You can never do enough. You can never succeed enough to make them happy. And I'm not saying all the fans of the new era are woke. I know several people who like the 60th anniversary specials. I don't understand it whatsoever. The majority of them aren't Doctor Who fans, so that is at least partial of the explanation. But just by liking it, I'm not calling you woke fans. I'm calling these people, who I'm going to be showing the tweets of in a moment, the woke fans. But it all started with this news from the Radio Times, is where I first saw the article, that Helen Bonham Carter was told to turn down a role in Doctor Who by Russell T Davies because a better part is coming. Initially, I just kind of rolled my eyes. A lot of Hollywood celebrities are apparently getting into the Doctor Who game in the Russell T Davies era, though the viewership numbers are not going to long support the involvement of such big name actors such as Neil Patrick Harris, Helen Bonham Carter, and others who are coming to join the franchise. I just rolled my eyes, whatever, figured it was another Neil Patrick Harris situation, another situation with the guy from Mindhunters and whatnot, just more big names to try to attract what little fan base is interested in Doctor Who after all the major changes made by Russell T Davies. What I did not expect, however, was the major backlash from the woke audience members that he has pandered to, mainly on Twitter, because they are coming out in full force against this decision, and it's quite entertaining to see. We have this tweet here by Master of TDS, shout out to him, where he compiled a lot of these responses from people, and it's just utterly glorious. We have this guy, just hired Jinx again. At least we know they're not a transphobe. That's a reference to Jinx Monsoon, who will be playing the Music Master in the upcoming season of Doctor Who. And that seems to be the problem with Russell T Davies' casting of Helen Bonham Carter, because Helen Bonham Carter supported J.K. Rowling in that whole debacle with her last year, where J.K. Rowling had some statements on abject fact and biology, and these trans people and these woke people came out against her in full force and decided anyone who didn't think she deserved to be Minecrafted was an evil person that they never wanted anything to do with and never wanted to work again. And that's the case with Helen Bonham Carter. She supported J.K. Rowling's right to say what she said. I don't think Helen Bonham Carter ever actually came out in support of J.K. Rowling's statements, but just in her right to say it and saying she's not going to judge J.K. for opinions. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But that's what the woke people have against Helen Bonham Carter. We got the, why is he hiring a transphobe? What the fuck? All the stuff in the specials, that being proud of being a woman line, and then you cast a transphobe Depp supporter. This better not be true. Of course, Helen Bonham Carter is also a Johnny Depp supporter, who was, of course, vindicated in his trial against Amber Heard. So, yeah, she supported an innocent man. Crazy thought there. So there's a little bit of drama with Helen Bonham Carter when it comes to that, but it seems to all be surrounding the fact that he catered to these people in the Starved Beast. He catered to the trans audience, made a trans, non-binary superhero that doesn't make any sense within the lore or logic whatsoever, but they all lapped it up. Now he's being eaten by those very people that he pandered to because he did not support the agenda to the point that they wanted him to. You can never do it enough. You can never go hard enough. And there's several other screenshots from Master of TDS, some getting into dangerous territory that I can't read out on YouTube, but for the most part, they are just attacking her for being a TERF, for being a J.K. Rowling supporter, for being a Johnny Depp supporter. And that's utterly insane. That's just straight up insane. Now, for the people who are going to say that, no, it wasn't a non-binary superhero, like several people said in the comments of my videos, here's the actual quote from the episode. We are binary. She's not, because she's the Doctor, male and female, a neither and more. Some people said, oh, Rose isn't non-binary, so stop saying she's a non-binary superhero. Oh, but Rose is non-binary. Rose isn't trans, so stop calling Rose trans. I had so many woke people arguing in the comments of both my tweets and my videos on YouTube saying that I was objectively wrong about what happened here. Well, Rose is able to succeed in the meta crisis, save Donna's life, and save London because Donna and the Doctor are binary. She's not, because the Doctor's male and female and neither and more, hence the superhero line. So yes, Russell T Davies pandered to these people with lines like this, with the Star Beast's entire plot and the Deus Ex Machina of non-binary superpowers at the very end of it. But it wasn't enough for these people. You can never do enough. You cast the wrong person, and any goodwill that he garnered from these crazy people has come back to bite him and has entirely evaporated because they do not support things long. They are very much in the Dory mentality. And by that, I mean they support things right off the gate. They spam Twitter with stuff like, oh my God, I love this. This is the greatest thing ever. I'm crying. I'm vomiting. Oh my God. Ah! And then they forget about it 2 months later. Ask one of these people who avidly supported the Book of Boba Fett show to tell you one thing about Book of Boba Fett besides it was diverse. Yeah, they're not going to be able to tell you anything about the plot or anything like that. I very much expect the same thing with the majority of these people when it comes to the Star Beast in 6 months to a year, that they won't be able to describe the plot at all, just how much they hated everyone who disagreed with them when it came to the 60th anniversaries as a whole, but specifically the Star Beast and the whole non-binary superpower aspect of it. But maybe they will change their minds and retroactively say it was poor representation just because RTD is supporting Helen Bonham Carter, which I don't think is a good thing or a bad thing. It's just whatever. He wants a big name celebrity. That doesn't affect my opinion, which is the low opinion of him right now, one way or another. But it does affect them, and it is hilarious to see. Woke on Woke Crime is one of the best parts of my job, is being able to see that comedy played out before us and see them eat their own. The only real fan base that is avidly supporting Russell T Davies at this point are these woke lunatics, and even they are turning against him for very different reasons than the rest of us turned against him, and a lot more aggressively than the rest of us turned against him, but they are turning against him and his era nonetheless. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below. Please action and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon.